And we are live, guys. Welcome to another live stream from Girls of High Value channel. My name is Joseph Darling. I always pause in the beginning because it's either Men of High Value channel or Girls of High Value channel, and it's important to get that one right. So today we're going to talk about what it says on the title: obsession equals commitment. If it's something that is crucial for the survival of the human species, it is commitment. And I'll explain what I mean by the word commitment. In this day and age, a little bit more, less so in the next few years coming up, but what has been the norm the last 10, 20, 30 years of our society in the Western world is basically the lack of commitment. And when I say the lack of commitment, I'm talking about the relationships that people have towards each other, the our dedication towards a specific career, or to our dreams in general, or to anything. The fact is that in those years that have been passing by, people less and less desire to commit to something and follow through on it till the end. They're becoming It's so easy to give up because there are so many options. And when there are so many options, it's always greener on the other side, and we end up not committing wholeheartedly to the thing that we thought was going to be amazing, and then it wasn't. And then we end up moving on to the next one, and then we try to figure it out, and then it doesn't work out, and then we try the next one, and it doesn't work out. And in relationships, this is called serial monogamy. You understand that humans in general are not really practicing monogamy, even though that's kind of what we believe in and what we want to do, but it's not happening. What the norm is serial monogamy. Serial monogamy is basically that you're committed to one person at a time. However, because of issues in those relationships, usually you will find a way to break up with that person. Most of the time, it's women who do the breaking up, and then they move on and find a new person to have sex with, and then they move on and continue like that. And basically, there are being heartbreaks on each side the entire time. Why is that a problem? Isn't it just to basically find the person that you're compatible with, and that you shouldn't give up until you find that person, that you basically are committed to love? That's basically, isn't that what a serial monogamist really is? I'm committed to love, and that's why I'm not going to give up if this person sucks. I'm going to get rid of that person because I'm dedicated to love. And then I'm going to get rid of that person because I'm dedicated to love. Like, it doesn't make any sense. And the reason why it doesn't make sense is because you were attracted to that person at one point in time. What happened? Oh, well, I just discovered who he truly was. No, that's how men are. Like, very often people forget that very often you reflect the person that you are, right? We say that we attract our opposites, right? So if you're feminine, you'll attract a masculine man. If you're masculine, then you'll attract a feminine man. However, you have there's it's 50-50. It's that aspect of attracting the opposites in that direction. But then the other aspect, the other half, is you attracting who you are, right? So who you attract is a reflection of you. So I say that a lot to guys, and it's a little bit less so to women, because men have more capacity to choose the person that they want to be with. And I can go into that about why I think that in another video. But both people in a relationship, then the reason why it's crucial for the survival of the species is because of the children. Okay, it is the children that are our future. Without the kids, without them actually having emotionally fulfilling childhoods, without them feeling the love of a mother, without them feeling accepted and appreciated and believed in, they'll suck. And the next generation, the one that grows up now, and then the second generation that comes after that, oh my gosh, it's going to be even better unless we solve the problem that we're in. And the problem is a lack of commitment. So this is not women's fault. This is completely men's fault. And and I'll explain to you why I believe that is. We know that 90% of the time, 80 to 90% of the time, it is the woman that initiates the divorce or the breakup. That happens all the time. That's what women do. And of course for good reason, right? Because it doesn't feel right, and I don't love him anymore, and I'm not attracted to him, and I don't want to sacrifice my entire life to be with this guy, even though it's best for the children. That's not the real issue. The issue is not women and how the divorce courts are on women's side and women are benefiting more from marriage than men are today in these days. The real problem is men initiating sexual relationships with women, and I'm talking now about casual sexual relationships with women, because it creates issues. Let's see. Yeah, so I have kids. So what I'm trying to say is the initiation of those relationships, that's where the problem lies. Because if men never initiated those relationships, ever, then women would never be heartbroken. Because women don't initiate those sexual relationships for a reason. They're not designed to do that. Men are the ones that are designed to initiate those relationships, and they do that kind of naturally the more masculine they are, right? They get over themselves, they get over the fear, and they get the courage to go and approach a woman. But the more men do that, the worse this world is going to become, right? Like, women want men to approach them, but that's a really bad idea. Like, look at it from the standpoint of, if a man initiates a relationship with a woman, the probability that that relationship is going to last for the long term is so minuscule. It is extremely minuscule. It's ridiculous. And for every heartbreak that a woman receives and has part of her resume, the more emotional baggage and weight on her soul she will have. Right? So you as a woman don't want to collect heartbreaks. Okay? It's a really bad idea, because it makes you more masculine. It makes you more burdened. It gives you more problems. It gives you more embarrassments about your past. It gives you more memories that you're trying to mix up. And believe it or not, every time you have sexual relationships with a guy, you connect with him. And in a kind of, in an energy type of way. Without going too deep on it, the aspect that I talk about is when you connect, and I'm not talking about the energy now that you connect, because you connect with everyone that you have sex with, but I'm talking about the connection that you get with the person that leaves you. The person that breaks up with you will always scar you the most, right? When the woman is the one who breaks up with the guy, she doesn't really feel that bad about it. Like, women are able to, like, I'm not attracted to him anymore. This is not for me. And then they leave, and they really don't give another thought to him at all. Like, it's like the opposite of obsession. Like, the once she's turned off, it's done. That guy is a goner, and she's looking now focused for the next guy. That's good and bad. It's horrible because, again, it's the serial monogamy, which is destructive for children. But in terms of the man breaking up, oh man, that's horrific for the hearts of women worldwide. So what is the solution here? I've mentioned now commitment, and commitment is really the key, because once you're committed, there is nothing else. That means that we're gonna have to figure this out. This is what happened to me and my wife. Literally what happened to me and my wife. We were both extremely committed people. I basically proposed to two other women before I even met her, and I proposed, and we got married like 5 months after we started dating, and it happened really quickly. And for me, I was committed. Like, the reason why the the other girls broke up with me in the first place. It was because I was hardcore committed. I was like a family man. I'm gonna, we're gonna have kids and it's gonna be absolutely amazing. And I was kind of like a player, not sexually because I was a virgin when I got married, but I was a player in the sense of dating. Like I had tons of girls available because I wanted to figure out who was the best one. But all of them knew that I was hardcore committed towards family and I was going to get married fast. I was 23 when I got married. And that was attractive to girls when I had all of those options. But the moment I committed to a girl, the moment that she said that she was interested in me and I liked her and she liked me, I committed. And the commitment that men do, like, it's a massive, eager commitment if they're family guys. And that's the kind of guys you want to be with. Unfortunately, it's a kind of a turnoff for women. And I was lucky because my wife managed somehow, and it's kind of because I also had another woman in sight, and I wasn't really sure if she was the one, my wife. And but then, she did the right things and I committed to her. And at the moment I did that, she told me that, I don't break up with people. And that's when I said, I don't break up with people either. That's when we knew that we were going to get married. And so we did. And what happened after that is basically that the more committed I was, the less she was attracted to me in our marriage. And it wasn't really the commitment, it was more so the femininity, the fact that I was more in love with her than she was in me. So we had to figure this out because of commitment. Both of us were massively committed to family, committed to relationship, committed to having kids, committed to making sure that those kids had a fantastic life. And that is the thing that made us research what is the thing that is necessary for our relationship to work, because it wasn't working. That was the first 3 years of my marriage. I thought that was what marriage was. Like, I was kind of happy, at a 6, 5 or 6, and I was wondering, why was she not attracted to me? Why was it not fulfilling me the way that I had imagined and what people had told me my entire life that marriage was going to be like? And it wasn't at all. Like, I was, from a scale of 1 to 10, I was a 5 or a 6, but I was pretty happy. Sometimes it was a 7. But what I didn't know was that my wife was massively unhappy. Like, for me, she seemed like she was a 4 or 5. I was like, why isn't she happy? But I guess that's just how it is, and I don't know what to do. But it was the moment I sat her down and I tried to figure out, what is it? Like, what's going on? Give me all of your emotional baggage. I want to hear all of your past. I want to get everything out. And she started venting and she cried and she got out everything. And over the course of these years, we're so committed to each other now because of the things that I learned about her and from the studies that we've done about women. We understand it now. And it's simple, it's easy once you understand it. Like, really. Women are like, I don't understand myself. How can you say that you understand women better than I do? It's because it's scientific. It, like, literally all women are exactly the same. Just the same way that all men are exactly the same. Yes, of course, there's 20% of it that's different, right? But we're trying to look at, we generalize because it explains the truth. It explains how things truly are. And that's what we do on this channel is we explore, we go deeply, and we take every principle to the extreme and see if it works. And the things that we've come up with truly does work. So, how do you get that commitment? How do we get women to be committed? How do we get you to be committed long term? We have to find a way for women to become obsessed with their husbands, obsessed with their man, like massively attracted to him in such a way that they can't handle it. Like, I'm so attracted to my husband, I'm so attracted to my man, like that type of relationship. How do we do that? Because the moment we figure out how women get obsessed with their man that they're married to, that they have kids with, the whole all of world problems are solved, literally, because that will improve the next generation, and then that will improve the next generation, then it will improve the next generation, and we evolve to create better and better families until they eventually are non-dysfunctional. until they're all living in harmony, and that's when we get peace on earth. Do you understand? We have to start with understanding what is it that keeps women committed. Okay, the first part is getting men committed, right? Because what the players are doing and having sex casually with women, most destructive thing that people can do except for murder, literally. And you as a woman might not understand that or see it, but once you hit the wall, once you're at 34, 35 years old and you can't find any good guys left, um, that's a problem. So anyway, that's kind of what I wanted to share with you guys today. I've got an alarm clock and I'm going to turn it off. So, but remember always, how women to become how can we get women to obsess with their men? Because that will solve everything. This is the Girls of High Value channel. My name is Joseph Darling. I'll see you in the next one.